Hey guys, welcome back to ESG Studios. Today we're going to be messing around with production efficiency retention. Production efficiency is a mechanic in Hearts of Iron 4 by which the longer you produce a equipment type, the better you get at producing said equipment and the faster you will produce said equipment. It is represented under the production tab as this gray bar here. Red being the amount of production efficiency that you can build up into. And it is very challenging to calculate, particularly on the fly. And this part of the Paradox Wiki here basically explains to you how to calculate a production efficiency after changing an equipment type. So let's drill down into the mechanics here of production efficiency and why it's important. Well, the first reason why it's important is if you're able to preserve production efficiency, you will be able to produce more equipment, and not just a little bit of equipment, quite a bit of equipment. So how you change your production lines matters quite a bit. I put a few videos out on whether dispersed industry or concentrated industry is worthwhile. Dispersed industry basically allows you to, first off, positively increase production efficiency base, as well as decrease the loss in the amount of production efficiency bonus that you currently have through production efficiency retention, which is expressed by each level of dispersed industry research. You get a 10% production efficiency retention bonus and a 5% production efficiency base. So what do these two concepts mean? Well, I've been struggling with this a lot in Hearts of Iron 4, as I'm sure a lot of players do, so that's why we're doing this video right now. But basically, the production efficiency base at the beginning of the game with no techs researched is 10%. And as you can see, I'm at Disperse 3. So my production efficiency base here, I just started this new production line of Panzer IIs, is at 25%. So that's 10%, which is just the base, and then 15 for the 3 levels of dispersed industry research. Okay, so now the second concept, production efficiency retention. So production efficiency retention is not one-to-one. And that's why dispersed industry tech is not as good as you think it is. So let's explain this. So most players might be under the interpretation that if I was switching production lines here, so for instance, let's take a look at the wiki for an example. If I change equipment types, I'm basically going to be assessed at a 100% change in production efficiency. So my production efficiency should go down to base, despite the fact that I have a 30% retention bonus from dispersed industry. So let's go ahead and test that first. We can like roll this back to, we can change it to artillery. Okay, as you can see there, we went down to my current production efficiency base. Okay, so switching lines didn't matter whatsoever. The production efficiency retention bonus didn't matter in this case. I'm down to my production efficiency base, which is my minimum. Okay, so let's take a BF-109, and then it's at 80% or almost 80% production efficiency. Why don't we see that grow here for a second? We'll let this grow up to 80%. You can see that it's being modified by 0.018% per day, and that this is going to be further modified, the production efficiency growth, by how many resources that I have. So now let's try to calculate production efficiency retention. So if I have a BF109 here, and I switch it, it's starting off at 78%. If I switch it to interwar fighter, what would I expect here? Well, direct upgrade or downgrade of equipment of the same type, it would go down -30%. I have a 30% bonus from my tech, so I would expect if I roll this back to the early warfighter that I would not reduce any production efficiency if we're going by the wiki. So let's do that. And as you can see, I actually lost about half of my production efficiency, or 40%. So why is that? Well, let's further calculate this out. When a production line is switched while having dispersed industry unlocked, or the flexible line unlocked, the new production efficiency is not the result of a simple addition of the efficiency retention listed in red and the production efficiency retention bonus obtained from the technologies, as we just proved right there. As the in-game modifier describes, the retention bonus is applied as a percentage of the loss in production efficiency. 10% retention incurs 90% loss. So a 10% bonus would reduce the loss by 10 of 90% or 9%. This would give you a new retention of 19. Okay. Not quite sure that I follow that last part, but we're a direct upgrade or downgrade. So they're saying, so this is confusing. So we're going to lose 70%, not 30%. Okay. And we lost less than 70%. We only lost about 40 because our tech gave us 30% retention bonus. So 70% minus 30%, you see what I'm getting out here, is 40%. So that's why we lost that amount. Okay, so let's go back to Tiger research here. Okay, so I'm going to upgrade Heavy Tank 2 into Heavy Tank 3. And we're at an 80% production efficiency. Let's see what we arrive at here. Basically the same, negative 40% difference. And then we can also do the same with Gross Tractor into Heavy Tank 3. So we should take more of a production hit. It should be 80% modified by 30, so we should take a 50% hit. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're at 80% total. And sure enough, we took a 45% hit. Okay, so why is that? Well, the calculation becomes a little stranger down here. So the new production efficiency can be calculated in 3 steps. So let's take the Gross Tractor example here. And let me get my little calculator out to help me. Let's try to calculate this here. First, determine the bonus efficiency by multiplying the retention modifier and the efficiency loss. Well, the modifier is 30. The efficiency loss was 70? That doesn't make sense to me. The retention modifier by the efficiency loss, are we doing something like this? 21. Second, add the production to the original efficiency retention. The original efficiency retention listed in red in the previous section. Okay, so that was for direct or this was an indirect upgrade, it's going to be 20%. I don't know if if the wiki is like lost in translation, but a lot of these things in the wiki aren't clear to me. So that's why we're doing this video, to try to suss out how to calculate this and what the wiki actually means. Okay, as the in-game modifier describes, we're down here. Okay, second, add the production to the original efficiency retention listed in red. Add that product to the original efficiency. Okay, so 20%. This is your new efficiency retention. Finally, multiply your current production efficiency and your new efficiency retention. Finally, multiply it. This is your new production efficiency. Why would I multiply it? We got 0.41. Is that by 80? 32. Okay, I must have done something wrong, but I arrived pretty close at what it was. So we're taking modifiers. We took 80% because that's what the gross tractor was being, the production efficiency of the gross tractor was. And then I multiplied that by the negative modifiers, and we arrived close at what we arrived to here. So basically, the way the production efficiency loss is calculated is a little more complex than what you think, and hopefully I demonstrated that to you in this video. But the main takeaway is that don't think that you're going to go dispersed industry and just get a raw negative 30% every time you switch a chassis. That's not going to happen. It is modified several times in the manner that we just referenced in the wiki, and it does depend on what type of production you're modifying to. Just remember that if you're completely changing a production type, you don't incur a penalty of negative 10%. It's actually negative 90%. So it looks like the best situation here is to just switch from a variant of the same model. So let's go ahead and try to do that with, let's say this is an even 40% with King Tiger. We'll just assume that it is. Okay. Let's upgrade the engine. So what we're going to do here is incur a negative 10% modifier. So let's use the calculation again and bring up the calculator again. Okay. When a production line is switched while having dispersed unlocked, the new production efficiency is not the result of a... Okay. First, determine the bonus efficiency by multiplying the retention modifier by the efficiency loss. 10% by 0.3. Okay, that's only 3. Add the product to the original efficiency retention. Okay. 40. We're going plus, let's be exact, 40.8. 84. Is that what it was? Equals 43.84. Okay. This is your new efficiency retention. Finally, multiply your current production efficiency and your new efficiency retention. Multiply your current production efficiency and your new efficiency retention. This would give you your new... I got lost there. I'm sorry, guys. I got totally lost there. I think I did it correct the first time, but if I change to that variant I just created, it looks like I would expect a production efficiency loss of around 4. I think if I did that correctly? And sure enough, it was 4. Okay. So I was right. Okay, so you can expect to lose 4. Okay, perfect. So creating variants of the same type of vehicle is your optimal situation to change production lines and not lose production efficiency. However, if you have a stockpile of army experience, I would suggest you just create your variant and throw it into production, and that way you don't lose more production efficiency than what you originally, than what you could have if you just create a variant right off the bat. So that's the takeaway there. Okay, so variants of the same model get less of a hit. Different model of the same chassis. So if you go from medium tank to a German tank destroyer and upgrade it, it's a 30% negative modifier. Okay. Direct upgrade or direct downgrade of equipment of the same type. So Panzer III to Panzer IV is a 70% negative modifier. Indirect upgrade or indirect downgrade of the equipment of the same type. So if you skip Panzer III or medium tank 1 to medium tank 3, you're going to get an 80% hit. And then any other change, a complete change, is a 90% hit. Okay, the other thing is that this also includes switching from licensed production of the same type of equipment. So if you license produce Fighter 2 and get a modifier from another country, like a different type of Fighter 2 from Germany, for instance, that could be upgraded, it's only at a negative 10% modifier. But I don't see why you'd want to do that unless Germany has like a fully upgraded Fighter 2 and you want to start producing Fighter 2s and you're in a multiplayer game. But even then, if you do start producing that Fighter 2, say you take it not from Germany, but it's from Italy, there's going to be a production hit based on that. So yeah, you're not going to be able to produce as many Fighter 2s as if you just were producing Germany's Fighter 2s, if you were Germany. Okay. It does not say how license production is affected if you switch from, say, Fighter 2 to a license produced Fighter 3. So I'm going to assume that it is at the full 90% penalty. But it does look like you can license produce a fighter of the same type and only take a 10% hit. See if it says anything else. No, I think that's about it for production efficiency. We did a lot of experimentation here. And I hope that explains to you a little bit of how the production efficiency is going to be changed throughout your multiplayer games and your SP games. I would suggest in single player games, after you get good at the game, that you probably just go with concentrated industry and you don't change your production types around a lot. You're going to get more of a raw production bonus from concentrated industry. And if you're in a multiplayer game, you're definitely going to have to switch production types around a lot. And therefore, you would go with dispersed industry. Just like I said, don't think that you're going to get that raw 30% bonus. It is not a raw bonus. It is not as good as you think. Just be extremely careful about changing these mills around in the middle of a multiplayer game, because the changes that you make to this screen can have a lot of downhill effects. So if I just took off like 5 off of my mech, and then I return the 5. That's going to be at a production efficiency hit if I let time go by. You see there, we took a little bit of a production efficiency hit because it's as if I'm starting these mills all over at producing said equipment type. So yeah, just be very careful. And yeah, that's going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed this type of content, please leave a like and subscribe. Consider joining my Discord to talk about more Hearts of Iron 4 tips and tricks, and also to play in Hearts of Iron 4 multiplayer games. And the multiplayer games are for any experience level. So please join my Discord. You can find an invite on the front of my YouTube page. And I'll see you on the next one, guys.